Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me. We're going through an express reformer workout. You'll need your Pilates box. I have that already set up in my long position. You will need a mini ball. I will start with that as well. And you will need a heavy resistance loop band, and that's going to go off to the side. You can start with your foot bar in the up position and start with one heavy spring. For me, my heavy spring is a red spring. I want you to come to sit on your box with your feet on the headrest. We're going to actually take those straps and put them on your thighs. Now I have two loops, a shorter one and a longer one. I'm going to thread my shorter ones on my thighs. And now if you only have one loop, then you obviously just thread the loop that you have. And if it seems like it's too long, you may need to choke the straps up or give yourself a little bit more weight. I want you to start with the ball right between your knees. We're going to sit up nice and tall on those sitting bones. Reach your arms right out in front of you, sitting really tall, letting the shoulders relax down your back. Give that ball a hug, and here we go. We're going to start to roll off those sitting bones one vertebrae at a time. Don't have to roll back too far, just roll back till you get that nice scooped curve through your abdominals. Give your ball a big squeeze and roll it right back up. I don't think I mentioned this, but I will definitely put this in my description. This is going to be abdominal exercises and low body. So we'll be focusing on our abs, we'll be focusing on our legs. And we're going to hit it all in 30 minutes. Roll yourself back one vertebrae at a time, and then roll yourself right back up one vertebrae at a time. Hug the ball. The more you hug the ball, you're already getting those inner thighs to work. And as you know, those inner thighs are the gateway to the core. So what that means is if the inner thighs can engage, the inner thighs can kick in, you can start to engage your abdominals even more. I want you to do one more of those and hold in the back position. So scoop, tuck, and roll halfway back and hold. Let's start pulsing the ball. Squeeze in an inch, out an inch, in an inch, out an inch. Just little tiny squeezes right into that ball. Every time you hug that ball, think scooping the abs more, knitting the ribs more, drawing that navel in more. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Roll yourself up. Big inhale here, and then roll yourself right back down. This time, take the hands to the heart, squeeze your ball and hold it. Turn your torso right, and then turn your torso left. It is not a big motion. These are those amazing small movements that you do in Pilates that are small and mighty, just little tiny rotation of your rib cage. I'm already shaking and we're like a minute in. 29 minutes to go. Good work. Let's go 4 more. And 3 and 2 and 1. Come to the center and roll yourself up. Now I'm going to take that ball behind my back, kind of roll right at my bra line, and then I want you to kind of roll right back into it. Let your arms rest on the box and think of lifting up and out of your arms versus just sagging. So we're going to lift up and lengthen through the chest. Take your right leg, lift it to tabletop, and set it back down. Take your left leg, lift it to tabletop, and set it back down. Keep lifting off of the ball. The ball's giving you a little bit of support, but we don't want to be lounging here and resting into the ball. If you feel like you want more challenge, when your left leg lifts, you can take your right arm and lift it. And then when your right leg lifts, you can take your left arm and lift it. So we're basically just alternating one arm and the opposite leg. And if you want even more challenge, just hold both arms up. That's like 5,000 times more challenge. Good. If this is too much on your back, you can lower your weight. Try to scoop even more. That'll help put the back in a good position. The more we're scooped and tucked, the longer you're going to have through that low back, more length through your lumbar spine. I want you to do 2 more times, right and left. And then we're going to come all the way up grab the ball and come up and off the ball. Scoot as far forward onto the box as you can and then lay down. If you definitely want to make sure that your head is resting on the box, you want to scoot way farther back. If you don't feel like you need to have the head resting, like if you feel that your hands behind the head is going to be enough, you don't necessarily have to go that far back. So I'm going to keep my head off the box. Lift your right leg to tabletop and your left leg to tabletop, and then put that ball right between your knees. Your hands are going to be resting behind your head unless your head is on the carriage or on the box. You can just let the head rest down on the box. Take your knees and pull them in towards you. Give that ball a big squeeze, and then send your knees back away from you. So I'm doing a little tuck and scoop of my abs, and then bringing it back to table. If you would like to add your upper body, put your hands behind their head if you're not there already. And when you pull your knees in the next time, you'll add your upper body. So you'll do a little lift, and then you'll go back. If you're feeling this is too much in your low back, make it smaller and keep your knees closer towards your body. The farther the leg goes away from you, the harder it's going to be. So when my legs go closer to the tower, that's when I have to work harder. So if that is too much, don't go as intensely there or as big there. Good. After one more, we're going to hold it in and do little squeezes of that ball. Squeeze 8, 7, 6, nice and slow, 3, 2, hold the ball tight and pulse your hips or pulse your knees in towards you an inch, away an inch. Pulse in an inch and out an inch. Just little lifts up and down, little movements of the knees in and out. Good. 3 and 2 and 1. Nice work. Pull the knees in and rest. If your head can rest on the box, that's great. If not, you can just let it rest back if that feels okay. If none of that feels good, just pull your head up to the ball and take a quasi-rest. Second set, we're going to take that ball between your heels and glue it right into your heels with your legs in more of a diamond position or a froggy position. Hands again behind the head unless you want to rest the head down. You can point the feet or flex the feet. You're going to pull your knees in towards you and bring your knees away from you. Do a little scoop and hold, and then back to neutral. A little scoop. Now the ball's going to make this a little bit more challenging. You can also have no ball here and have your heels together. Good. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Keep your chest broad, your clavicle broad, your elbows nice and wide. So I'm not leading with my elbows. I'm keeping my elbows out to the sides. And then next time you're up, you can take it there and hold it and do little pulses, knees and elbows closer, closer, just little pulses in, but your elbows stay wide, your knees are wide. Your abs are on fire. You guys are doing great. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull the knees in, remove the ball, and you can have your hands behind the head for support. You're going to put the ball onto the foot bar, just kind of pop it out of the way, or you can pull your legs in towards you, just giving yourself whatever feels good for a rest here, because we have one more to go. So one more little ab segment here. Your legs are back to tabletop. Your hands are behind the head unless the head is resting. Again, the head can always be resting on the box. Just your right leg's going to reach out, and just move it out an inch and already notice if that leg is slack, so this right leg is slack, my left leg is taking all the weight and my left oblique is firing. You can take your hand there. You will feel it. It is working. And then bring the right leg back. Your left leg will go out an inch. Now your right oblique is on fire. I like to take my hands there, feel what's happening. It's working. And then bring it back. I'm going to keep doing that. This is a little less challenging than what I'm going to show you next, but it's going to be the same principle. Instead of moving an inch, we're going to move farther. So the one leg will go all the way out, and then it'll come back in. Your opposite leg will go all the way out and come back in. Maybe you don't want to go all the way out. You go halfway. The important thing here is that one leg has the weight and the other leg goes slack. Good. We could just do this every single day and our abs would be the strongest they could possibly be, right? One more on the right and one more on the left. If you're feeling it in the back, do that little imprint and keep your low back gently pushing against the mat. Pull the knees in and roll yourself up. Well, that was the warm-up for sure. That might have been the whole thing right there. We're going to move into some leg work though, so I want you to come off and put your box on short box position up against the shoulder blocks. You should have your band handy, and I want you to sit on the box. You want to have your ball handy, and then I want you to grab the band and put that above your knees on the outsides of your legs. Once you have the band there, you'll put your hands on the foot bar, stand up. One of the springs that you have on, the only spring you have on, should be a red, and it should be far off to the side so that you can stand in the well. My spring is all the way to the left. I'm going to push the carriage back, stand on the floor. Now, I have a high carriage, so I'm going to be standing on a box. Your left foot is going to be up against the Pilates box, and we're going to do a little scooter work. I want you to push the leg all the way back and forward, and push all the way back and forward. Yeah, you can lighten your hands up as much as you'd like. The less weight you have on the hands, the more challenge it's going to be for your balance. But in a moment, we're going to pick up that ball and make it even more challenging. It's always an option. Doesn't mean you have to do it just because it's available. Okay, pick up the ball if you would like and do a second set holding the ball. Just going to hold that ball right at your chest as you push out and in. The third and final option is adding a little movement with the ball. So if you would like to take that option, reach the arm straight in front of you. When you push the leg out, take the ball in the left arm, send it to the left, and then bring it back. Take the ball in the right arm, send it to the right, and bring it back. We're just alternating one arm and then the other arm. And if you feel that you want more, you can take your gaze with you to the ball. Good. I'm going to still look forward. One more right and one more left. And then we'll hold in the center. Hold the ball at your heart. Hinge forward slightly and do little pulses. 1 inch out. 1 inch in. 1 inch out. 1 inch in. You can also be holding the foot bar. Three to go. 3 and 2 and 1. Come in and take a turn to your left. Your left foot is still going to be up against the Pilates box. Your right foot is on the floor. We're going to hold the ball unless you feel you need to hold the foot bar. That's definitely fine. I want you to push out and in with your left leg. That band, and I should have mentioned this before, is making it like 5 zillion times harder. So if this is too challenging, lose the band. That's the very first thing you'll do to drop it down. Good. 3 more here. You've got 3 and 2. Now we're going to do a second set, adding a rotation to the foot bar. So you're going to rotate your upper body to the right every time you push. Good. 3 more only, and then we've got those little pulses. 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it halfway and pulse. Little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come in, hold the box, pop that ball in the foot bar, or it'll fall away. I'll get that later, and come all the way up. Let's come to our knees. Before we do all of that fun stuff on the other side, I want you to change your weight to a medium blue spring and turn to face your box. We'll do another little ab segment, giving our legs a little rest. I want you to come to your hands on the box, feet up against the wood. Push the carriage out into a plank. If planking on your hands is not working for your wrist, come down to your knees. I want you to roll your shoulders back, pull your abs in, pull your ribs in, drop your tail down. Push the arms out, pull the arms in. Push the arms out, pull the arms in. 3 to go. Here's 3 and 2 and 1. One more thing here. Hold your plank. You're going to see if you can lift your right arm, tap your left shoulder, bring it down. Lift your left arm, tap your right shoulder, bring it down. If that is too much, you're holding your plank. Now, I know I said lower body and abs. This is your little bonus because everything works on a plank. There's no way around it. Your shoulders are working. Your arms are working. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Set your hands down, set your knees down, and relax. Let's turn all the way back around. I'm going to grab my ball. I'm going to scoot on over here and grab it, and then I want you to put on one heavy red spring. Remember, it needs to be the outside spring so that you can stand in the well easily, and we'll go to the second side. So hands on the foot bar, stand up. Let's put the left foot down on the floor, or your moon box if you're tall like me with your higher reformer. Your right foot is up against the foot bar, not the foot bar, the box. Start pushing out and in. Right foot up against the box. Good. And so not only do we have that spring that we're pushing against today, we have this horrible band that we're pushing against. Makes everything just so much more fun. Good. We have 3 sets to go. The first set is hands down. Now, if you would like a little more challenge, grab onto that ball. The second set, we're going to hold it. You can always hold the ball in one hand and have the other hand resting as well. Good. The third and final set, if you're holding the ball, arms go in front of you. When you push out, one arm goes with the ball to the right arm, and then the left arm takes the ball and brings it to the left. So we're just alternating that arm. Look at you, you're getting balance work as well. I guess this is more than just lower body, more than just abs. If you need to change your gaze, which basically means if you need to make it harder, look to the ball the whole time. One more right and left. And then we've got our fun pulses coming up. Hold that ball in front of you. Bring the hands to the heart hinge forward a smidge and little pulses. 1 inch. 3 to go. 3 and 2 and 1. Come in and take a quarter turn right into that nice kind of skater variation. Hold the foot bar if you need to. If not, hold the ball. Push the right leg out. I don't know why I keep thinking this is my arm. It's my leg. Push it out. Bring it in. My legs are almost shredded, but I think we're almost done with the legs. We're going to go back to the abs in a second. Second set here, add your twist. When you push the right leg out, rotate left, come back. Now, if this red spring is too much, you know the drill. You can lower your weight. You're in charge. Make this workout work for you. 3, you can see me shaking already. And 2, I think I found my edge. 1 more. Take it halfway and little pulses. I did just film the hour-long workout of this, so that might not have been a good idea. Last 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good job. Let's come up and onto the box. Good job. Okay. Another set of planks. This time I want you to take it to that blue spring again. Your medium spring will go on. Your heavy spring will go off. I want you to turn to your box again, coming to your knees, feet up against the wood. Elbows on the box this time. Take a nice inhale, find that length through the crown of the head to the tailbone, and then just pop your knees up and off of the carriage. You're going to push out an inch with your knees. Knees push open into the band. 3, 2, 1. Hold the knees parallel. Push the carriage out. Straighten the legs. Pull it in. Push the carriage out and pull it in. 3 to go. 3 and 2 and 1. Nice work. Let's set the knees down and come out of there. You can remove your band. Hallelujah. We are done with the band. But we are not done with the work. So take your straps off. Take your box all the way to the tower side so it is right by your risers. And then I want you to pick up that ball again. We've got a lot of outer thighs. Let's get some inner thighs to balance that out. Go ahead and sit on your box. Your feet are going to be close to the headrest and pop that ball between your knees. Now this is just to get us into position. I like to kind of slide my bottom down the edge of the box until I'm at my bra line or about my shoulders. And then I'm going to push my head into the box and lift into a bridge. Your arms can rest beside you. I have my tower, so I like to kind of grab the tower, give my chest a little stretch. Your feet are right in line with your knees. You're squeezing that ball. We're going to lift the hips up and lower the hips down. Squeeze and lift the hips and lower the hips down. If your feet are too far away from each other, you're not going to be able to feel that inner thigh too much, so make sure your feet are narrow. They should be about 6 bones distance apart, which is those pointy hip bones in the front, so not your outside of the hips, more the inside of the hips, so pretty narrow with your feet, and then a big squeeze with that ball. Good. 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it up, and I want you to lift your heels, lower your heels. Lift your heels, squeeze the ball. Lower your heels. Lift your heels and lower your heels. Good. I said lower body. That includes our calves. 2 more here. And 1 more. Good. Now let's get our hamstrings. This is a fun one. We're going to slide our feet closer to the foot bar. I like to slide down just a little so I have a little bit more range. Squeeze the ball, push your feet firmly into the carriage and pull the carriage towards you. Bring it away from you. Pull the carriage towards you. Bring it away from you. You're squeezing your bottom. You're using those hamstrings. It's almost like your feet are glued on the carriage and you're sliding them towards you. Good. 3 to go. 3 and 2. Hold it in there and do pulses. 1 inch towards the box, 1 inch away. 1 inch towards, 1 inch away. Good work. Just 3, just 2, and 1. Beautiful. Okay, come down. We have a second set without the ball. You're done with the ball. You can set the ball to the side. I want you to take your feet as wide as the carriage will allow you to and turn it out so that your toes are turned out and your heels are turned in. In this turned out position, we'll go down and up. Go down and up. So another set of bridges, but now we're going to be working a little bit more through the outer side of the glute. 3 and 2. When you're up at the top, you can pause there and just push your knees away from each other, towards each other. Squeeze, release. One of those, again, little tiny movements. Just opening the knees, closing the knees, open the knees, close the knees. 3, 2, and 1. Final thing. Take your heels and bring them together. Your feet are going to be a little bit closer to the foot bar. You're kind of in that Charlie Chaplin position where your heels are together, your toes are apart, your knees are wide. More of a butterfly diamond position. You're going to pull the carriage in, bring it away. I realize maybe some of you have no idea who Charlie Chaplin is. So it's just heels together, toes apart. Big pizza slice with your feet, knees wide. It's very hard in this position to tuck that tail. So if you're feeling too much in your back, go back to parallel. This can be a little tweaky in the back. If you are having a hard time, then go back to parallel. Good. 3 more to finish it. And then 2 more. We do have our pulses. So 1 more. Hold it and give me little pulses. 1 inch, 1 inch, little tiny pulses. 3 and 2 and 1 and done. Good. Release. Wiggle your feet closer to the headrest. Slide your body up onto the box and have a seat. Put your feet on top of the shoulder blocks. Find your sitting bones and sit really tall up on top of those sitting bones. Take a big breath. Circle those arms up and over the head. And then hinge forward. Now you might take your hands to your shins and hinge forward. It is not a round back forward, it's a hinge. Your chest is pointing forward, not down. But your neck should be in alignment. So I always look up. So don't do that. Don't do what I'm doing. Look right to the tip of the nose, kind of out towards your carriage. And give your hamstrings a nice, well-deserved release. As you get more comfortable and your back starts to open up and your hamstrings start to release, you can go a little bit farther. Again, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It's about how it feels. And you're going to your edge, not past your edge. We're holding this a little longer because we did quite a bit of hamstrings. Just want to give your hamstrings a little rest, a little relief. And then we're going to give our outer thighs and glutes a little stretch. 2 options. You're going to come in. Option 1, you can put your left foot on the headrest and cross your right leg over for a figure 4 stretch. Another option that might feel comfortable for you, I do like this option quite a bit, is to stand in the well, take your right leg onto the box, and come into a standing pigeon pose, where we are standing and we have our right leg on the box. Everyone is a different height, and maybe this doesn't work for you, so stick with the first one. If you need to bend your left leg to drop a little deeper into the stretch, you can. And then we will come up and do the second side. I'll come back to seated, but if you're standing, you can go right into the second side, but I did want to show it from the seated position first. You can cross your left leg over your right. And again, we're sitting tall. It's always about the length of your spine first, and then only if you need more would you hinge forward. If you already feel enough here, no need. So if you don't feel enough, hinge yourself forward. And then if you would like to join me in the standing pigeon, you can put your left foot on the box, left knee on the box, and you can slide that right leg back as much as you need to for the stretch, and even come down to those elbows if you need a bigger stretch, and even bend your right knee if you still need a bigger stretch. I have a feeling I'm going to be a little sore tomorrow after this workout. All right, everyone. We are done. So come all the way up. And I appreciate you working out with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I would like to mention that if you have a request for a video, I have a new system on my website. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go to aprilplankpilates.com. At the bottom of my website, it says request a video. Click on that, and that way you can put in all the details that you want for the video, and then it gets submitted right to me in an Excel sheet so I can kind of organize a little better, because I've gotten requests from everything from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube to my emails to texts. So I just want to find one place to kind of keep all those centralized. If I'm kind of working backwards, I've got 3 months, I think, of requests that I've been working on. So if you put in something a long time ago, maybe put it in again. I definitely will get to it. It's just I have a lot of requests, and I try to honor all of them. But I do appreciate all of them, and it's very fun to put your workouts together. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for putting in your request. And I hope to work out with you soon. Have a great day.